Keep up to date with the museum by subscribing today. Kung Fu practitioner Dacascos was accustomed to hard, tough, and vigorous training. It was all part of learning the martial arts. However, his grueling workouts were nothing in comparison to what he was about to face when he first appeared on the tournament floor. In an arena which was accustomed to blaring white traditional karate gis in the 1960s, Dacascos stuck out like a sore thumb when he showed up to compete wearing an all-black Chinese Kung Fu uniform and wearing Kung Fu boots when everyone else was barefoot. Didn't help either. It was in the 1960s, and the doors of the Chinese arts had just recently been flung open to the Western world. Though the term of Kung Fu wasn't unheard of, no one of this discipline had ever attempted to enter a karate tournament. Kung Fu was labeled as fancy and was not an art form that was taken seriously. The goal that Dacascos had to face was convincing traditional karate judges that the circular patterns of Kung Fu were just as effective as the more linear karate movements. Dacascos began his martial arts journey when he was 11 years old. Like most new martial artists in this time period, his first styles of learning were in judo and jiu-jitsu. While growing up in the Hawaiian Islands, he began to study a unique form of Kung Fu that was a combination of Chinese and Filipino styles called Kaju Kenbo. Through this art form, he was introduced into an entirely new method of fighting. One of the most interesting aspects of the art was the development of Qigong, at which Dacascos excelled. In 1965, Dacascos took his Kung Fu skills to the West Coast, and it was there that he began his tournament career, where his Kung Fu was continually challenged. Having to endure low scoring from the judges in the kata and weapons divisions because they didn't understand the art, Dacascos felt the best way to prove that Kung Fu was an undeniable force was to begin entering the point fighting division to demonstrate his fighting skills. Taking on some of the greatest champions of that era, Dacascos became a powerful and undeniable opponent, proving it continually by capturing championship after championship. Dacascos changed the minds of thousands of individuals by proving Kung Fu was a viable power. He was the first Kung Fu stylist to forge ahead, no matter the cost or humiliation, to show that Kung Fu was for real. Dacascos was a true legend. He set a new standard for the martial arts and cleared a path for millions of Kung Fu artists to follow. In his lifetime, he accumulated over 200 championships while competing in the tournament circuits. His push to demonstrate the effectiveness of Kung Fu, however, didn't end there. Through his rigorous training in Qigong, Dacascos embarked on a series of performances across the world that demonstrated the power within. From preventing the penetration of spears against his neck to withstanding powerful blows against his body, Dacascos promoted the strength, power, and uniqueness of Chinese Kung Fu, and all it had to offer the world. Dacascos changed the art for all time and became one of the most historical figures of the Kung Fu arts.